Hey everybody, today we are going to be walking through a little tutorial that's going to show you how to create a chatbot that will help you play a little game as far as guessing the shoguns. Okay, so we're learning about feudal Japan. Obviously, shoguns were the ones who held the real power in feudal Japan, and so I thought we would make a little app for that. So here's how you're going to do it. We're going to go to code.org. You're going to go down to new project. You're going to open up the app lab link. Okay. And up here, it should say untitled project. We can give it a new name. We're going to call it Shogun Guess Who. And then you're going to put your name. Actually, let's put your name at the beginning of it. Okay. And so we're going to simulate the creation of an app here. Normally, when we're doing code.org, we'd be doing these buttons right here, but we're not going to use those. We're going to actually do some really light coding today. So we want to click over on our workspace here. On the top left, it says show text. We want to do text instead of the blocks. Okay. And then once you've done that, you'll go on to Classroom and you'll see that I have sent you a document. And this document right here is the Shogun Guess Who, and I've already got some code already written up for you up here, some scripting. You're going to use that to help you come up with your basically chat or quiz bot. Okay, so I'm going to shrink that really quick. Yes, that is ChatGPT. They had to help me out with some of the coding. And we're going to go right here. Let me close the document tabs on the left so I can see it easier. Okay, so on my worksheet here, I've got a checklist as far as what kinds of things I want to do. And we're just going to follow through this and go step by step and see how it works. Okay? All right. So first thing we're going to do, we've set up the app. We've gone to code.org. We've opened the app lab, created a new project. And now we need to add these elements. So over here, you want to pretend that this screen is like a cell phone. Okay? And we're going to be putting, like, if you go to open up the app, the different elements right there. Okay, so we need a text input, a button for asking the question, a button to reset the game, and a text area to get the response from the bots. Okay, I'm going to leave the layout up to you as long as you get it on there. Okay, so to do that, I'm going to go up here to design, and I'm going to add my 3 parts. Okay, I'm going to add my button, and you can move them when you're done, right? I need 2 buttons. I need a text input, and I need a text area, I believe, for the response. Yep, text area or a label for the response, and they call it a text area. Okay, and so I'm going to stretch that out a little bit just so that it looks like nice, because I'm pretending that this is a phone, so I want to make sure it's user friendly. Okay, and that's generally what I think mine is going to look like. Okay, and I can see I've lined them up and we're good. Okay, so now that we've got our general layout, we need to go through and we need to actually change the IDs of some of these, because when we put our coding in there, it's going to run, and when the program runs, it's going to be looking for specific tags as it does. Okay, and so you can see over here on our worksheet, it says text input ID, question input, so that's going to be our question input right here. You're going to have the button for the ask, and I'm going to change the name of that to ask. Okay, and then you have your reset button and then the bot's response. Okay, so I'm going to start with the text input for the question. I made that the skinnier one right here, and when I click on it, I can see that it shows me the properties. For the properties, I'm going to change the name of that to question input. Okay, and it's got to be that exact one and that exact phrasing, because when it runs the program, it's going to identify. And if you added a space or some extra info at the end of it, or you spaced them in between, or you misspelled it, it's going to say you have an error. Okay, and we want to try to not do that. All right, and then I think that part's good. What's next? For our button, we're going to have our ask button. So I'm going to click on that on the left-hand side. I feel like your ask button should be on the left. I'm going to say ask button. Oops, I misspelled it. See, that's why I was copy and pasting earlier, because it's easier. And for the text, I'm going to say ask. And I don't really think that that matters so much. You could say ask a question and it might work, but for the sake of seeing how well it runs, we're going to try doing it this way. Okay. Then we need a reset one. So in case we come to a dead end or we mess up, I'm going to copy reset. I'm going to click on the next button. My ID is going to be reset button. And my text is going to be reset game. Okay. And then my last one is going to be my bot response. So when it goes through and it gives me all the info, okay, my ID is going to be the bot response. Okay. Now, we should have those things right there. Later on, I'll show you how to add some more details, or you can do that in class. We'll maybe add a background image or something like that for our stuff. Okay. Ooh, or maybe we can make something on Canva or on Adobe Express and put it as a background to make it really seem like an app. So then next step, step 2, it says copy the full script above into the JavaScript editor. You're going to make sure IDs in design mode match the ask button, reset, and then we're going to click our run to test it. Okay, so we're going to scroll up. This big old piece of code right here is what we're going to paste in there. So I'm going to highlight it. And I'm going to paste that in. Okay, so I'm going to come over here. I'm going to go to code. I'm going to not show the blocks. I'm going to leave it to where it is. And I'm going to paste it in. Okay. And we're right there. And I should be able to run your app. Okay. And you're going to go ahead and ask it a question. Okay. Now, it is when we hit run, what it's going to do is it's going to randomly select one of these 4 Shogun to, impersonate. Okay. And so you will have come up with some questions or identifying notes about that person and a key term for each one. Okay. So we're going to try a couple of things. And today, instead of writing out like a whole sentence for it, we're just going to go through and we are going to type in some of these hint words to see if it basically works on a general level. Okay. So I'm going to hit run. It's activated. Okay. It doesn't know we don't know which one of these 4 Shogun it is. So over here, I can say, are you a samurai? A samurai. Or have the support, or did you have support of the samurai, right? Because, okay, did you have the support of the samurai? Ask. Right there. Look, I rose to power with strong support from the samurai clans. Now, if we had our papers in front of us and our own notes, like, for example, you're going to be using this to help you come up with it, I could look through here and I could be like, okay, reading through it, okay, and this was the first one. This is Minamoto. Since I look at my code, I know that's the code I put in for Minamoto Yoritomo, okay, and I'm going to say, had the blah, blah, blah. Okay, cool. So then I'm going to say, are you Minamoto Yoritomo? Ask. Correct. And there you go. And it worked out. So if you're running it and this first trial and it's not the first guy, type in something like hint word number 3, number 4, just to make sure that your program is working efficiently. And then what we're going to do is this. After you have this general setup here, you're going to go to the resources I sent you in class. Okay. One of them is going to be this excerpt from the Old Orange textbook. Okay. You're going to read about each one of these people: Oda Nobunaga, Toyotomo Hideyoshi, Tokugawa Ieyasu. Okay. And you're going to write down some questions and some notes for them. Okay. You're going to write them on a separate sheet of paper first, and you'll come up with the key word. So if you look for the first one for Yoritomo, the one I already did for you, okay, I wrote, I rose to power with strong support from the samurai clans. That was in the notes from the reading. Okay. So my key word for that is going to be samurai. Okay. Now, one of the things you probably want to do when you're writing this out is you want to make sure when you do your identifying statements that you try to not repeat words. So, for example, or at least you don't make the hint word repeated. Okay, so if I was talking about how Oda Nobunaga equipped samurai with firearms or guns, I'm not going to use the hint word samurai again, right? Because that's going to mess up the game and it's going to break it basically. So kids are going to say, did you have support of the samurai? And the programming is going to recognize that you said samurai and it'll say, yes, I did. And it will give you one of two things and it could give you the wrong answer. Okay. So you want to make sure that your hint words are not repeated throughout here. You can use the word samurai in your identifying statement, right? But actually, no, you wouldn't be able to use samurai in your identifying statement, right? You'd have to come up with a different one. That's what I said originally, and I bet that would be the case. Okay, so let me see. Let's reset it. Let's try it really quick and see what happens. If we say identifying statement, what happens if we ask it a question about the identifying statement? Because you can see here, I changed the hint word numbers, but I didn't change the identifying statements. Okay, so if I say identifying statement 5 and ask it, think about my achievements or my city. Okay, so then that is going to help us narrow it down in this case, right? So let me ask if there's Yoritomo again. Are you Minamoto Yoritomo? Because that's also a generic response I gave. Yeah, no, so it's not. So it did give one, it gave us like a weird, vague answer. So you want to make sure you're smart and intentional with your writing. Okay, so that's pretty much that. When you're done with it, you're going to go through and you're going to hit save. Always hit save because it won't save it for you necessarily. And then we're going to find a way to submit this on Classroom. I think I'm going to hit share and we're going to copy the link to the project and we're going to paste that into Classroom. Okay, there you go. That's how we're going to get this app done. If you have questions on it, let me know.